think about them, your three main competitors, and a tool named benchmarking. So I'm gonna teach you how to implement the BCG matrix on your products and services portfolio. And also I'm going to give you a free gift, which is a file so you can make your own benchmarking, which is a way to monitor your competitors. So that's a gift from me to you. So let's talk about who are your customers. And I'm going to show you how to make a buyer persona. A buyer persona is like a definition of your customer, but with not by it and not by a number. It's more about knowing your customer personally. So if you know your customer personally, you know which problems are you gonna solve for them, okay? So after that, after analyzing which products or services you should be delivering, and also after analyzing your three main competitors and who are your customers, let's focus on customer service. The most common complaints in your company, we need to understand which are the most common complaints in your company so we can fix them. You know something, when you deliver a product or a service, you need to understand that there are many complaints, yes, but if you like put those complaints in little circles like in groups, you can focus on the main five complaints. And those complaints, if you fix those complaints, you will have like the 80% of your problem solved. So do not think about fixing everything in your business. Let's start small, and after that, you're gonna see how easy it is to deliver a good service, an excellent service. So also, we're gonna talk about the wow experiences versus bad experiences, and also how to measure your customer satisfaction, which tells you that it will give you more customer loyalty if you raise your customer satisfaction. So which key performance indicator are we going to use? The Net Promoter Score, which is the NPS, and this 3-question survey that will help you to understand what is the customer waiting from you, okay? So how can we improve the customer experience? I'm gonna show you how to make a customer journey map. I also gave you, I'm giving you right now like a template to make the best customer journey map and see all the great points, the touch points in your business, and also the pain points in your business, which points you need to focus more, and how to motivate your associates, and how to select your personnel, because customer service is more about the person, the people that works for you, that works with you, that works for the company and for the people. So let's get started, and I think you can find very useful tools in this workshop. So first of all, I want to ask you something. What is no longer necessary in your business or menu? In complex times, less is more. So maybe you have a restaurant and you have a big menu. So you are now looking at the menu and you see that there are a lot of dishes. And what does that mean? That you have a lot of costs. So why don't you focus on those main plates or main dishes you can give to your customer in a great level? Like if you know that you are good in Mexican food, but in that case, in that case of the Mexican food, you are better in 5 dishes, let's focus on those 5 dishes, okay? And if you have like I don't know, a workshop for I don't know, decoration or something, you need to focus on the services that really make your customer feel satisfied. So in complex times, I repeat, less is more. How can you contract all your offer in a more concrete way so you can focus on the great things you do and deliver an excellent service? because you know there's a Mexican saying that says el que mucho abarca poco aprieta, and if you have a big menu, it maybe means that you have big trouble in satisfying all the expectations of your customers. So please say goodbye to non-profitable products or services. Being simpler will make it easier for you to deliver a wow experience. So please again say goodbye to non-profitable products or services. Say goodbye. You don't need them. Right now we are facing a challenge. So let's focus on what we can give with excellence. And talking about like a criteria for selecting what is no longer necessary and what is necessary in your business or menu, let's see, let's talk about the BCG matrix, the Boston Consulting Group matrix. This matrix talks about, it's funny because it talks about stars, dogs, question marks, or problem children, yeah, and I said stars, dogs, problem children, and cows, cash cows. And what does what? Cash cows, dogs, stars, questions mark? Well, let me tell you, a product star, a star product are business units or products or services with a high market share, potentially market leaders in a fast growing industry. Stars generate large amounts of cash due to their high relative market share, but also require large investments to fight competitors and maintain their growth rate. So successfully diversified companies should always have some stars in their portfolio in order to ensure future cash flows in the long term. So apart from the assurance that stars give for the future, they are also very good to have for your corporate image. And let me tell you something, like Nestle and Procter & Gamble and the company 3M, these companies does not allow anything but stars and cash cows on their BCG matrix. If a product or service becomes a dog or a question marks, they eliminate those brands, they eliminate those products or services, and they focus on cash cows and stars. I will explain this better on the next slides. So, talking about cash cows. Eventually, after years of operating in the industry, market growth might decline and revenues stagnate. At this stage, your stars are likely to transform into cash cows, which is good because it gives you stability. And sometimes those cash cows makes your company afloat on the crisis. So cash cows, therefore, typically generate cash in excess of the amount of cash needed to maintain the business. So this excess cash is supposed to be milked from the cash cow for investments in other business units, stars and question marks. Cash cows ultimately bring balance and stability to a portfolio. So we are talking about stars and cash cows. And what about the question marks? Ventures or startups usually start off as a question mark. Question marks or problem children are businesses operating with a low market share in a high growth market. They have the potential to gain market share and become stars, market leaders. So if managed well, question marks will grow rapidly and thus consume a large amount of cash investments. So let me tell you this. Question mark, a product question mark or service question mark is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a big risk. So many times when you launch a product or a service, you don't know if that product or service is gonna be successful. So that becomes a question mark. So if you see Start is like a great product with a great growth potential, it gives you money, but the cash cow gives you money, it is not growing, but it will give you money to stand there, to be stabilized even on a crisis. And the question mark, it is more about a product or service that you don't know how it will behave with time. So talking about dog products or dog services, the dogs are business units in a slow growth or declining market, where the small relative market share are considered dogs. Okay, these units typically break even. They neither create nor consume a large amount of cash and generate barely enough cash to maintain the business market share. So these businesses are therefore not so interesting for investors. So the options for a dog is to be divested or liquidated or erased, consumed, cataplum. So dogs. When a dog is like sick, which are your options? What are your options? Kill them or invest on them. So dogs, it's more common to be eliminated. I see a question here, quick question. Can online businesses be traded as a question product? What is your recommendation in opening online businesses or services? Okay, yes. Yes, online businesses can be treated with the BCG matrix. And as a question product, yes, because you're launching this product. And when you launch a product or a service or even an online store, it becomes a question mark, okay? The risk here is to keep this question mark of not becoming a dog, okay? Be careful with that. A question mark can become a star or a dog, but not a cash cow. Remember, a star can become a cash cow, but a question mark can become a dog or a star, okay? So,
If I may jump in there really quickly,
yes.
Doctor. So what you're saying is to be like if you're going to start an online business, you need to have that consistency, right? That's why it means you could go to a star or it could go to a dog product, because if you're not consistent, if you don't follow through, it might turn into the dog, correct?
Okay, yeah. And well, that's a risk you are taking because you're developing a new business or a new product or a new service. It's a risk. Well, in this case, how can you minimize that risk? Do you have any idea? How can you
Mm,
minimize the risk of not becoming a dog if you're an online business?
well, I guess producing, uh, having like, for example, if you're going to launch a product, uh, or a service or whatever, just make sure that you're always um, aware and that you're always following up on that product. Since it's something new, you need to start creating that uh, that intake from your clients. They see if that product is really working out. If not, what can you change, so it doesn't become like a bad product, and you can stop it from being a bad product as soon as it starts. I guess that might be a recommendation.
I love your response. I love your response. You need to keep updated, okay, with your customers, with the market, with your competitors. I love it. And also, you need to solve a big problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the day comes that you stop solving a big problem, then you are becoming a dog, okay? You need to be how can I say it, relevant to your market.
Relevant and innovate, right?
Yes. So one of the good things that this crisis gave us is the capability of being innovative. Okay, the innovation is right away. At the end of this workshop, I'm going to tell you a few business opportunities you can take or you can launch on this crisis if you want me to share that with you. Okay. Thank you so much for your questions. So here we are. Here's a BCG matrix. Now you are seeing this graph, this image that tells you how it is located. So relative market share, it's high and low from from the left to right. Okay, and cash cows, jobs, question marks, yes, and also the stars. So when I'm teaching this to my students or to some fellow businessmen, I'm telling that I'll tell them every time that dogs are what are confused and the cows are looking at the stars. Okay, the dogs are confused and the cows are watching at the stars. Right? That's the way you can remember this BCG matrix. So you need to remember right now your menu, maybe your restaurant menu. You need to remember right now your insurance products or services. You need to remember right now, I don't know, think about your business. Think about everything you're offering in your business. In which quadrant does each product or service you are offering is now located? Look at that. Picture your restaurant, picture your workshop, picture your I don't know, your clothing store. Think about that. Maybe you're owning a clothing store and your dog product is, I don't know, the pregnancy clothing. Okay? And you need to eliminate that in order to deliver a good service. Or it can be totally inverse, like you are delivering pregnancy clothing stores, or you're opening pregnancy clothing store, sorry, and you see that the clothing area is good for you, but what about the baby toys? Baby toys are not good for you, and you see that the pregnancy clothing is good as a cash cow, and all the baby toys are bad as dogs, so you are not getting any profit from the baby toys. Okay, so you need to see in which quadrant are you with your products and services. So if you eliminate every risk in your product portfolio, you can now focus on stars and cash cows and focus your efforts on developing your question marks into stars. Okay, you need to focus on that. Look at this. This is an example of Nestle and how they manage their product portfolio. So this is Nestle Milk Bar. It is a dog. Sales are not that good, and their growth in the market is very, very low. Okay, so question mark Kit Kat. They launched this these new products. It's like a Kit Kat milk or like a Kit Kat creamer, liquid creamer. It's amazing, but they don't know how is that going to be on the market in the future. Okay, so the star here is Nescafe, this brand that gives a lot of positioning to Nestle, and also big sales and also big growth for this great brand like Nespresso, for instance, or other brands of I don't know, coffee makers. And the cash cows is Maggie. Maggie, this brand that sells products for cooking to help us cook better. Okay, so you can see this and the behavior of each product from the Nestle company. And let's see another example, like a more clear example, a much clearer example. Okay, the BCG matrix. So dogs for McDonald's are apple pie, strawberry custard pie. Okay, those are not big sellers. The market share is low and the growth rate is low as well. So question marks, Arabian McChicken, yeah, they are trying to raise those products, launch those products in many countries, but McArabian is not that tasty for many consumers. So stars are chicken Big Mac, McRoyal, or McRoyal, File Fish, and cash cows are McNuggets, Quarter Pounder, and cheeseburgers. So the cash cows are products like the classical products, okay? And the stars are those products that are, well, they are growing, they're still growing, but well, the market share is high as well. Okay. So after that, I want to see if anybody is connected right now. Has the restaurant, how can I know these products from a menu? Okay, sales. So sales will tell you. I don't know. I can give you like an Excel file in order to calculate which of your products becomes a dog, a question mark, a star, or a cash cow. Okay, I can give this file to you with my pleasure. Okay, it will be my pleasure to give this file to you. But sales is the most great indicator in order to establish which one is a dog, question mark, star, or cash cow. Sales and time. So if you make like an historical file where you register every sale from 3 months ago until today, you can predict which one is going to be still a dog, a cash cow, a question mark, or a star. Okay, so if we are looking at these products from your menu are the less attractive to your consumers and the sales are not too great, you can now count that those are dogs. Okay, the question marks are those products that you are launching and people, when they know those products, they like it and they start returning for them. Okay, they start coming back for them. And cash cow are those products that people always ask for them and the sales are very stable. And stars are those products that are like the boom, the surprise for the people. Okay, but also sales is telling you that these products may convert themselves on cash cow. Sorry, on cash cows. Cash cows. Sorry. Okay, so after that, another question. Thank you. Benchmarking. Let's talk about monitoring your competitors. Okay. Benchmarking is the process of measuring products, services, and processes against those of organizations known to be leaders in one or more aspects of their operations. Benchmarking provides necessary insights to help you understand how your organization compares with similar organizations, even if they are in a different business or have a different group of customers. Benchmarking can also help organizations identify areas, systems, or processes for improvements, either incremental, continuous improvements, or dramatic. Okay, like business process reengineering improvements. So there are some examples. I'm going to show you those examples after the workshop. Sorry, after this slide. But here is a Google Drive file that I will share for you for free. I will share this to you for free. Okay, so this is the competitor index calculator. This is a file that evaluates your company versus your competitors and gives you like an index and those areas of opportunity you need to focus on. Okay, here is the link. At the end, you can ask me for the presentation and I will give you this information for free. Okay. So talking about benchmarking, Starbucks, you know, Starbucks is the king of processes. Starbucks, you know, yeah, it doesn't sell coffee itself, it sells processes. The way they personalize their coffee for you, it's amazing. Anything about the Starbucks experience is about processes. And do you know who they learned their processes from? Yes, Toyota. You can be in another industry and still keep learning from other companies and become better and better. Starbucks made their huge success possible thanks to Toyota. And talking about Xerox, if you Google that and you search for the history of Xerox, you're going to see that Xerox saw that these companies, these Asian companies that are like here in this white bubble, like Ricoh, Canon, and Konica, Minolta, these companies started to conquer the American market. But Xerox started to benchmark these companies first of all, because you know the first instinct we have as business owners is to attack. But no, you need to benchmark, to do your benchmarking, to understand these competitors that are coming to your city, that are coming to your country, and understand them in order to become better yourself. So Xerox learned from that. It was Xerox is an American company. They learned from these Asian giants of the printer industry, the copy industry. So Xerox became better, and now Xerox it is still defending their leadership as the copy and printer as the copy and printing industry leader. Okay, so again, Starbucks learned from Toyota, and Xerox learned from their competitors. And talking about knowing your customers, a buyer persona. How can you make a buyer persona? Well, you need to understand that your customer is not a number. It's a person, it's an individual who has interests, needs, and desires. So if we go to this tool, you can make your own business persona. Okay, I'm going to show you that after these few slides. And talking about customer complaints. Oh, here's in Spanish. You need to make like this diagram or table with the most common complaints, okay, and their possible solutions. So the 5 most common complaints in your company, not more. Why is that? Because you're solving the 80% of your complaints in your company. You don't need to focus in each complaint right now. You need to focus in the 5 more common complaints. If you make this table, you need to put the possible solutions aside so you can fix those problems right away, okay? If you do this, remember, we are on a crisis. If you fix these complaints, if you make your processes, your internal processes better and better, you will deliver a great experience. And right now, we as business owners, we need to focus on delivering a great service, taking care of what is happening inside our company. Remember, it doesn't matter if we give the best advertising campaign to the world. If we pay a lot of money to social media, I don't know, it doesn't matter. What it matters is to deliver a great performance inside of our company, and after that, telling the world what you are capable of. But if you don't solve your 5 main complaints before going outside and telling everyone that you are the option they're looking for, you're gonna face trouble. Okay, so be careful. Wow experiences versus bad experiences. Remember, I'm going to say this in English. Write this down. How will you recover a customer when you have failed? How are you going to prevent another fail? Okay, write that down. Here in Mexico and in the United States, you know that there are many companies that offer a great customer experience, but it is impossible to be successful in every experience, okay? So you need to have a plan, a backup plan to recover your consumers' trust. So you make this table with the matrix complaints, your 5 complaints, your 5 solutions, and also your 5 situations you can maybe face in day by day, and how are you going to solve those situations, okay? And after that, how are you going to prevent yourself from failing again? Okay, so that is very, very important. Any questions so far? How do I keep track of this during these times if I don't use too much? Oh, well, there's a question. Let me read this out loud. How do I keep track of this during these times if I don't use too much social media? Oh, let me tell you something. It is time to be innovative with social media. Social media is the only option right now. With this new reality we are facing, maybe I'm going to make a proposal to you. You can use another BS or another, I don't know how to say it, another way of communication with your customers. Maybe you need to be constant on social media, but also you can give your customers more ways of connecting with you. So I have a few tips for you, and I hope you will like it. Okay, I'm going to answer that in a few slides more. Talking about Net Promoter Score. How do you measure the Net Promoter Score? The Net Promoter Score is a very popular score in the United States and Europe as well. If you have a positive Net Promoter Score, you are doing your business, you're doing your job correctly. So if you have 40 points, sorry, 40 pounds. Oh my God. She says, oh, thank you. And if you have 40 points talking about Net Promoter Score, you are a goddess or you're a god of customer service. So picture that, 40 points. Yes, you will be a goddess or a god. Net Promoter Score. This is the question that solves everything you need to know about how satisfied your customer is. On a scale from 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend or a colleague? Okay. Another way of saying this question is, considering your experience with us so far, how likely are you to recommend company name to a friend or colleague? And another way of saying this question is, how likely are you to recommend to someone like you? And then remember, the scale is 0 to 10. Do not forget to put this scale on the question right after the question. And after that, this question only says how much satisfied your customer is. But these two questions tells you why. Okay? Two questions. What are we doing particularly good or well? And the second question, in which areas can we improve? So if you make this first question, 0 to 10, you will have your Net Promoter Score. And also two questions, what are we doing particularly good or well? Or in which areas can we improve? 3 question survey, and you're gonna know which areas you need to improve. First, you make your menu, your products portfolio a lean experience, okay? You selected what you can deliver better. And after that, you knew who are your competitors and in which areas are they better than you. In which areas you need to get better in comparison to them. And right now, you are listening to your consumer after knowing your buyer persona. Right now, you are listening clearly, loud and clearly to your consumer, to your customer. So if you make this 3 questions survey, you're gonna know everything you need to be much better in your business, okay? So we can make this survey by many web pages, through many tools. I can show you a few ones if you want me to share that with you. Okay. And here's the Net Promoter Score. Here's an example. Okay. The red ones are the detractors. Those guys will talk trash behind your back, or even in social media. Okay. Those detractors, if they evaluate you from 0 to 6, you have big problems. Okay. And also, here are the neutrals or the passives. They're the meh. How do you think my product is good? Meh, it's okay. Oh, it is not that wrong, because maybe those neutrals, you can make them your fans, make them your evangelists, your brand evangelists, and those that qualify you as 9 with a 9 or a 10, those are the promoters. Okay, so how can you calculate the Net Promoter Score? Picture this: you are asking 345 people these 3 questions, but the first one, which is from 0 to 10. Okay, from 0 to 10, how likely will you recommend us? Okay, 40 are detractors. They qualified you from 0 to 6. 93 are passives or neutrals. They qualified you from 7 to 8. And 212 qualified you as with a 9 or a 10. So there are some promoters there. Okay, good for you. 212, good for you. Okay, so if you eliminate the passives, the neutrals, they don't count in this calculation. Okay, so you need to subtract promoters from detractors, and you're going to have 50 points on your Net Promoter Score. Is that a good number? Yes. You can become better? Yes. The passives is showing you that there are a few people, or there are many people that maybe with a slight change in your consumer experience, on your customer journey, you can make them brand evangelists. Okay, so you're having a 50-point Net Promoter Score. That's awesome. In any case, you need to understand that if you have a positive Net Promoter Score, you are saved. Okay, you are getting better. And how can you motivate your associates to be better? Like, you can show them this Net Promoter Score and show them, you know something, we are on an 18. We have an 18 Net Promoter Score. How can we come better? And you ask them how can they promote the business? How can they deliver a better service? And with those strategies that your team is giving you, you can raise your Net Promoter Score. So your consumer is going to be more satisfied, and it is it is probably for you to have more positive word of mouth. In this case, people are going to start talking good about you, not trash. Okay, in social media, with their family, with their friends. Okay, so this is how you calculate Net Promoter Score. And this is an example. Yeah.
And I know, I'm glad that you brought that part up. I used to before work at a local food chain. I'm not going to mention any names. They just had really good Chinese cuisine, but I know that part of their managers, part of their jobs was at the end of the week, how they measured like customer satisfaction just inside the restaurant. At the end of every meal, there's the moment that you pay, there's a little survey.
Yes.
It's like small little, I think it's like 2, 3, 4 questions. I think even Carl's Jr. still does this, where they give you the little ticket at the end of your survey, and you either fill it out through online or the receipts, or physically, like with a little pencil, just fill it out and then you put it in the suggestions box. But what the managers did at the end of every week, they took them out and then they started measuring that, and they started inputting it into their system. And that way they can know what kind of things they can improve inside the same restaurant and have all those products quick. So I don't know if maybe for some of our clients that could be a quick suggestions. Maybe include a tiny little tag, something in your products when you send it to your clients. I know right now it's all takeout and drive through, but they could go ahead and log in or send it, just because for a lot of the clients, I know I had another client before who said that they didn't think that they had any type of presence or anything on social media, but it turns out they had a lot of reviews on Yelp,
Yeah,
a lot of reviews outside. So just because maybe the business itself isn't on social media doesn't mean they're not talking about your business
of
somewhere else.
course. So now you're telling a big truth. Sorry. What you said is very, very impressive. If you are not controlling your brand, someone else is controlling your brand. Okay? So why not take control in social media about what people think about you? Okay? Being in control means that you have to have a strategy. Okay? And also you said that that business had a lot of Yelp reviews. So you need to be very careful and cautious when it comes to your brand. You need to Google yourself. You need to see what people is talking about and make that experience better for you. In which way? You need to hire someone professional. You need to hire something, I don't know, maybe focus on this chamber of the Imperial Valley, um, you know, professionals that can help your business to be more present, but correctly present in social media. So yeah, what you're telling is true. Thank you so much, Martin. And talking about
Welcome.
an example, to calculate your net promoter score, subtract the percentage of detractors from the percentage of promoters. It is that simple. So if 50% of respondents were promoters and 10% were detractors, your net promoter score is a score of 40. The importance of the net promoter score is that it gives you insights into your customer loyalty spectrum. As you move up the scoring scale from 0 to 10, customers defect at lower rates will spend more and will move from negative word of mouth to positive. Okay. So here are the score breakdowns: 0 to 6 detractors, 7 to 8 passives, 9 to 10 promoters. And here is an NPS calculator for you. You can use that for your business, your small business, or your family business. Okay. And talking about the customer journey map, I also brought this as a gift for you. I have this template for you, free. You need to divide your journey, the experience of your customer in your company, okay, by phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, okay? And you need to evaluate very clearly that if this experience is passive, positive, or negative. Neutral, maybe neutral or passive, positive, negative, and you can change all of this, okay? Why is this necessary for your business? Because sometimes you fall in love with your own business and you don't see your business as it is. Maybe you need to improve a lot of areas, okay? So look at this template. This is a persona name. Okay, and you need to see this. Look at this. It's beautiful. Here I have a question. I sell cleaning supplies distribution, and most of my clients are other businesses. How do I keep track? Oh, marvelous. Those are my specialty. Thank you for this question. I sell cleaning supplies distribution, and most of my clients are other businesses. How do I keep track? Okay, email campaigns. Those are a good examples. Newsletters, and also surveys by phone. Each month here in one of my customers in the business to business industry, they do monthly surveys. Okay, so, and in this survey they ask the 3 questions: from 0 to 10, how likely is for you to recommend us? Okay, and the other 2 questions: what are we doing well, and what can we improve? Each month we do that. And also we can sell those surveys by email. Please, even if that is a business to business market, keep in touch more than ever. Okay, sometimes we get into the, I don't know, the day-by-day routine, and we forget to buy something, and here comes your competitor and they call us first. Oh, thank you, I was thinking about that, but you know, my provider, my distributor was not here, so well, it's a good experience maybe for me to change my provider or my distributor. So be present for them. Be present. You know something? I have to tell you something to all of you. If you answer an email, a message, a call from your customer, you are closing the 70% of the sale. Okay, be very present on this time of crisis. Answer right away. Forget about right now about the hours of the business hours. Remember, more than anything, right now in this time, thanks to social media, you can keep in touch with your consumer or your customer. Okay, be in touch. Don't wait to answer. I'm gonna answer tomorrow. No, don't do that. We are in a crisis. If your consumer has a lot of money or little money, they need to spend it right away, right now. Okay, so you need to be present. Here I am. Answer. After the crisis passes by, after this big situation passes by, maybe you can relax a little. But if you want to keep those sales up, you need to be right away at the other side of the line. Okay, so this is the question I was answering. Here was a lady asking for this: customer service through social media. What's a business? What's a business has like an academy that teaches you how to respond to your consumers. Okay, I teach my students, I teach a lot of people to use WhatsApp Business. To have you ever heard about, like in the movies, they have a script? Okay, you have a script for WhatsApp Business. Each time a consumer or a customer approaches you, you need to have a script, a very good script that makes your consumer or your customer feel welcome. Okay, feel welcome, feel like they are talking with a human being. More than ever, yeah, we have bots, we have technology, but we need to talk with someone that understands us. So WhatsApp Business is a great alternative, and you can find a lot of courses, free courses and free manuals on the internet in order to use WhatsApp Business. In your cell phone, you can use WhatsApp Business as well. Okay, and you can group your consumers, your customers. You can give them I don't know, new experiences, announcements. You can make WhatsApp Business a great experience, and the way you design your messages, it can be very, I don't know, original, happy, colorful. And most of all, I want to tell you something. You can link your WhatsApp with Facebook. Okay, WhatsApp Business. Once you have WhatsApp Business, you can link that with your Facebook page, and you can receive WhatsApp Business messages in your phone thanks to Facebook. Okay, link that. Maybe you're not that present in social media. Maybe you don't have enough money to hire someone right now, but you need to be focused and be in touch with your consumers. And also Instagram and direct messages. Please be aware that you need to focus on Instagram. You know something? If you have like a millennial market or a baby boomer market, or even an exennial or a Generation X market, WhatsApp Business is great, and also Facebook. But talking about a younger market, a Generation Z, market, Instagram and DM are the bomb. Okay, I'm not talking about TikTok right now. TikTok is not good for customer service right now, maybe in the future, but well. And also I am recommending you this application, which is called callbell.eu. Okay, what does this application or this web page does? They concentrate all your messages in one single web page. Yes, you receive every message from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp in one platform. Okay, so you don't have to be all crazy here in WhatsApp, here on Facebook, there on Instagram. In this application, in this platform, in this tool, you can focus all your effort in one single tool. Okay, and talking about motivation, choosing the right personal, talking about customer service, one way of choosing the right personal is to make some drama. Not the drama of tears and crying. No, 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 no. It's talking about putting your employees in real life situations. One of my customers, they had problems hiring people that felt connected with the consumer or the customer. I told him, you know something, you need to put them like on a play. Put them like on a play. Like if a customer comes to you and they are mad, how will you react? So let's start. And you are going to be the mad consumer, the mad customer. And this person, this new person that maybe is looking for a job with you, needs to respond to this mad consumer, this nasty consumer. So you put this, I don't know, maybe employee, a possible employee, into a, I don't know, utopic, I don't know how to say, maybe a situation that is not real, but you can see their face, their reactions.
Like a role play scenario, right?
Thank you so much, Martin. That's why I love you so much. Like a role play scenario. Thank you so much. And you can see how this new employee can react. So if you do that on the very first day of an interview, maybe you will hire the right person for customer service. Okay. And talking about this new model, I will recommend you to see a lot of videos, read the book of the Disney model, the Disney way of thinking. How can we motivate our personal? You know something? I love this to the end, but it's the most important thing. If you keep your associates, oh, I'm sorry about that. Associates, there's an S missing. There you go. Sorry. If you make your associates happy, if you keep your associates or your personal happy, you're really gonna deliver a great customer experience. So please hire the right personal. Put them on role play scenarios before hiring them, and train them with role play scenarios. Okay, by phone, by email, by social media, face-to-face scenarios. But please don't let them go right away into the consumer field, into the customer service field, without knowing all the options they can give to your consumer. Okay, how they can manage their emotions, their feelings, because a non-intelligent, emotionally person will make your business go down. So please give your consumers a great experience, thanks to your associates. Thanks to give your associates what they need to work. Okay? And well, just for this, I'm going to show you everything I showed you before. All the templates. Here you go. Our benchmarking, sorry. I owe you the BCG matrix analysis, okay? Okay, product portfolio.
And I like Fabi, how you mentioned that part, because especially at least here in the Valley, there's a lot of programs to help businesses hire a lot of new people. Like for example, that they can hire and have them through a process called on the job training or the employment training panel. Basically, what that is that they hire people that are trying to get into the labor force, and they have them like in a test period for the next 3 months, or they hire them as internships and then they give them a job. And
Perfect.
I don't think a lot of businesses really take that part into account about the customer service. And I think that if they start implementing this type of things in their businesses, they can help that new candidate have that experience, that he might not have, anywhere else. And that if he applies it here when he's barely starting out, if he gets hired in the future somewhere else, he'll already have that knowledge.
Of
So
course.
I think that's a really good point that you brought that up.
Of course. Please take advantage of this service. It's awesome, Martina. I think many business owners will take advantage of this because it is worthy of our attention. And let me share this with you. The benchmarking file. Here are the instructions. Here is the benchmarking business tool. You can evaluate each competitor from 0 to, well, it's from 1 to 10, sorry. And then price, quality, customer service, product range. It will give you some scores and the percentage of dominion. And after that, automatically, it will give you this comparison chart. And it will tell you how are you in relation, or maybe, sorry, and how are you between these competitors, okay? This is for you. This is a gift from me to you. And I hope you can use that for getting better every day. You can make this benchmark each month, maybe each 3 months or each 6 months, okay? So you can see how much you are evolving. And also talking about the buyer persona. Understanding your customer is a great way to satisfy your customer needs, right? So this is a software, an online software, free for you. This is in Spanish, but you can change this in many languages. What is buyer persona? Make my persona tool. And you can build your persona. You make this avatar. Okay. And you need to put them, you put the name on it, okay? It is beautiful. How old are they? And at the end, this tool will give you this template full of crazy and good information for your business, okay?
I have a lot of clients who ask us about, a market study or market research. I mean, here's one right there. I mean, it's simple. You have to do a little bit of research in order to fill out this buyer persona. And by doing this, you're gonna already know who your target market is. And that's like the biggest, I think, concern for a lot of businesses that we see here is that, okay, well, I don't know. You ask them who's your target market, what type of products or who are you selling to, and they don't know. It's as simple as using this kind of tool that they don't have to do a full, full entire research study when they can use something like this to just get that easy answer. And I know for a lot of business owners that are, working by themselves or with a little bit of employees, they can use these kind of tools.
Of course, that's my goal, to help small business owners or any business owner or family business owner to use these free tools that gives you strategy. Maybe we are facing a crisis right now and we don't have enough money to hire someone, but we can start doing strategy with these tools, okay? So I hope you can enjoy this. Look at this, they changed the color, and you can download. It looks awesome. So each market you are attending, you can do a different buyer persona, okay? Each market segment needs a buyer persona, a different buyer persona. Look at this. You can define in which social networks are you going to implement to pay attention to this buyer persona, okay? Another tool I will share with you right now is the Net Promoter Score calculator. How can you make this survey? Well, SurveyMonkey. I think you already know this. Here you go. Here's in Spanish, but you can find this in English. Look at that. You already have a survey here. And you need to, if you subscribe right now, right away, you can modify this and put the other two questions. What things are, how good are we doing our job, and which areas can we get better, okay? And then you have a survey, complete survey. But also, here is a NPS calculator. You put you enter the number of respondents, and there you go. The Net Promoter Score will give you look at that. My Net Promoter Score is 53. And you can save that Net Promoter Score. And you can design a great report for your people, for your associates, and tell them in which areas you need to improve, okay? And the customer journey map, this is a gift also I'm giving to you. This is the template. This is from a consulting agency, awesome consulting agency, Clear. You can change this. If you want to use this template, you need to make a copy, okay? And you can use these icons. Yeah, of course, I will send that to you by email. It will be my pleasure. Look at that, it's beautiful, right? And you can define the experience for your consumer or your customer. Look at that. The red ones are the pain points, the points I need to solve. Maybe those points are based on the 5 more important complaints from our consumer, from our customer, okay? Nice, right? I love it. I love the customer journey map. And Callbell EU is the tool that I told you before, that I have told you before, that will focus and manage all your social media accounts, messaging apps in, look at that, WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, Telegram, in one platform. You can use the English version, of course you can do that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. It's free. Well, okay, but not so free here. Maybe $20 per month, but it is worth it, okay? And I think that will be it. Thank you. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Do you have any more questions for me?
I think that, I don't know, we're gonna wait a second because right now I've been getting questions to the inbox. So I'm just gonna give it a second. But I really do want to thank you, Fabi. So there you go, guys. Basically, implementing these steps, you know, just start implementing one by one. you're going to start seeing the results, you know, in medium term rather than having to wait, you know, long term, or, you know, none of these results are exactly short term, but I mean, at least for something to get through this entire crisis, and not even after the crisis, I mean, you can start implementing just by simply doing the benchmark, by simply following to those complaints, and do that follow up every 3 to 6 months. You know, we can start seeing that you're going to be able to improve your business. You're going to be able to get, you know, more clients, exactly what you've been looking for. So I believe with Fabi, you know, giving this training, I think it's a good starting point for us to start, you know, giving you guidance on things that you can apply in your own business.
Of course, Martin. What you're saying is the best thing, the best conclusion. You don't need to use all of these tools right away. Just use one. And if you dominate one tool per month, that will be enough for your business to start growing, to start getting better, okay? One tool per month. And thank you so much, Martin, for this opportunity. Meredith, thank you so much for having me here. It's my pleasure. Thank you for your patience with my English. I'm very happy to share my thoughts with you and all that I love, which is marketing.
Well, I want to thank you, Fabi, for sharing with us all your experience and all your knowledge. We're going to have this specific training as on demand. So people haven't had the opportunity to join us right now, they will be able to actually have this class whenever they can. And also, thank you so much for sharing all these tools. All of our business owners will appreciate and have been utilized this in their business. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, thank you. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording right here. And be sure, guys, to follow your email and our social media for any new trainings. We're going to have another one next Wednesday as well. And we're going to be sending out these newsletters with these emails. And well, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.